Hey, this is Mo Lunsford at Union Grove Lumber Studios.
And this is the Shed Geek. We want to welcome you to today's episode.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Shed Geek Podcast. Friday Fun Day with Sam Bassiter. I'm your host, Sam Byler, and here today with my good friend, James Peight. James, I feel like I have known you a long time, and we really don't know each other that well. I see you on Facebook. I see you here and there. We've got mutual friends that, honestly, if you're friends with those guys, you got to be a pretty good guy.
Yeah, I hear you. Yep.
So, just to do a brief introductory, you're in the shed industry, but you're on the trailer manufacturing side. Just introduce yourself a little bit and tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing up there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I have a fairly long history with the shed industry. I don't know how far back to go, but I got my Class 3 license when I was 18 and started driving for a local guy. Just a very plain Jane trailer, old Chevy ton truck, big old blue revolving blinker on the top. And,
yeah. The real revolving light.
So
when would have this been?
That was, that would have been, okay, so about 86, 87, maybe, somewhere.
Yeah.
And then we started hauling for Ash's Storage Barns here in Bedford, Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was a part-time thing right off the bat. I did some of these deliveries, fill-in deliveries, and kept on going. I worked for him probably 7-8 years, something like that. And towards the last, it was full-time shed delivery during the summer, of course, not the winter. But anyway, so I worked for him. And yeah, we hauled, delivered. We didn't go real far, 100-mile radius or less.
Yep.
5-6 sheds a day, and all gravel pads, of course, no blocking.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with blocks. Absolutely nothing.
Not way back then already.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
No wonder these Pennsylvania haulers nowadays are so daggum against blocks. This has been going on a long time.
Absolutely. I mean, blocking is totally, that you just don't do that. That's not something you do. So.
Oh, my word. So
yeah.
Would have you known Woody back then?
No, Woody, I did not know Woody till just recently, actually.
Nice.
The whole Facebook thing opened up a lot of that stuff. But no, I did not have much exposure to other haulers. I mean, the shed hauling industry today is very different than it was back there.
Yep.
Both in many ways. I mean, equipment, and then, of course, the whole social media thing is like, you have a lot more connections and stay in touch with a lot more haulers. But
well,
anyway,
I know, I know even up until 10 years ago, I kind of felt like I was just out on an island by myself, which there's a lot more haulers now than there was then also. But we didn't know each other. We didn't know anybody. I knew there was a couple guys here and there around, but you never talked to them, never heard from him.
Yeah, totally. Anyway, so I worked for his name was Dan Troyer. He's not living anymore, but he had the equipment. He bought his first trailer, and then he started building trailers, right? So he's actually the one that invented the side shift on the back. All these trailers that have side shifts today are because of him. And so he side shift. Of course, you got tongue extension, tail extension, all that stuff. So anyways, it went from one thing to the next. He, of course, he's the one that actually started the business called Creekside Welding today. And so he was building trailers for a few years, had a couple guys working for him. And then eventually PD bought the business from him. And
Yeah.
in the meantime, I went and some other work, and eventually came back here to my home. Was building small pallets and window screens. And then when this business became available in '02, I bought it from PD and moved
In
to
'02?
Yes, '02. Yes.
Oh, my. That's been a while back.
Yes, it has. Yes. 22, 23
23
years.
years.
Yeah, this year, 23 years. So,
I had no idea it was
yeah,
that long ago. PD had
yeah,
to be a young guy.
yeah, he
Well, I'm not
was.
trying to say he's not young anymore, but younger.
Well, he was younger for sure. Yep. So, anyways, yeah, I was building trailers in a 30 by 40 shop. At that time, I was working by myself, and
Yep.
you know, yeah, whatever I was doing a year, I don't know, 10 trailers a year, 10 trailers a year, doing everything, answering the phone,
Yep.
paying the bills and keeping the books and doing everything. So eventually Marcus, he was working away. He wanted to come work. And so he came back into the business. I'd have to look when that was. Not sure what year that was. And then we added a building to our piece, put a bigger shop out the back.
Nice.
Yeah. So kind of where we're at now. We have another guy working. It's three of us at work, and so yeah, that's kind of the rundown. Any more detail, go for it.
There's three of you.
Yes, three of us right now. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Before I forget, you were talking about the side shift, some of the tongue extensions, and some of that stuff that came out.
Mm-hmm.
So Dale Newswanger had a trailer at the first Montana Bash. Actually, he had sold it. It was Dale's old trailer that he had sold to somebody out there, but he competed with it, and it had a steerable tongue, for lack of a better word. The thing would go 2 to 2.5 feet both directions in the front.
Yeah. We, far as I know, we invented that here. And Jason, Chasen, he's the one that talked us into it. We built a trailer for him, and on his trailer he wanted a steering tongue, and he wanted leveling axles. And so, let me think. The leveling axles, the style that's out there now, for the most part, Creek Hill had a leveling trailer. I don't know if you'd call it leveling axles, but it wasn't really what he wanted. And so we came out with the current design, the steering tongue that we build. Now, Scenic View also does the steering tongue. It's a little different one.
Yep.
Doesn't have as much stroke as ours does, but neither does it twist the trailer quite as much.
Yeah. Yep.
But so yeah, that came from Creekside, and the current leveling axles style Pine Hill uses, we use also, that came from Creekside as well.
Okay. I thought so. I was pretty sure that was Creekside trailer.
Introducing the Challenger, the revolutionary new shed mover that's taking the industry by storm. The Challenger features a touchless design, ensuring it only makes contact at the end of the skids and the bottom of the floor joists, so rest easy knowing your gable walls will remain pristine. Worried about reliability? Fear not, the Challenger is always up for the challenge and will not overturn or scuff your shed. Harness the power of innovative wireless technology. Remotely control the Challenger via your smartphone. No cell service needed. And guess what? The cell phone remote comes standard with every Challenger at no extra cost. Featuring floating forks, a 4-directional tilting mast, and sliding weight transfer, move the shed weight precisely where you need it to get ultimate traction. With self-loading capability, straight onto your truck, say goodbye to the need for a hydraulic carriage. The Challenger makes your job easy and more efficient. Choose from 2 machine sizes, 10,000 pounds, and 15,000 pounds. Perfect for any job. Visit www.shedchallenger.com or email us at info@shedchallenger.com or call or text 828-220-3508 for more information. Experience the future of shed moving with the Challenger.
So Jason also has, he tucks the feather in his hat that he was the one that got Troy to do the side shift to start
Really?
with.
Okay,
Yeah,
that could be. Yeah.
Yeah, he feels like, I need to ask him about that again, and it might have been on our podcast and I forgot, but the side shift, I think, and the steerable tongue, he likes, you know, Jason, he's, man, if the guy ever gets out of building and hauling his own sheds, he needs a fab shop. The dude is incredible.
Yes.
When it comes to fab work.
He would absolutely do well. Yes, sir.
And I've told him that I said, man, some days, I mean, he does great at what he does, but I said, I think you missed your calling. You should be in a fab shop because he loves fab and stuff. And and most people don't understand how far back he goes in the shed industry. You know, they think it's just, he's this guy out in Montana. He's been in business, you know, since, I don't know, 15, 16, somewhere around there. But he grew up, you know, with his dad doing sheds.
Yes. Yeah, has a long experience. Yes, for sure.
Yep. He's been around a long time. And I did not know. I mean, we weren't 5 minutes in here and I learned something about you. I didn't know you used to haul sheds. I thought you came in from somewhere else and started building shed trailers.
No, I know shed hauling pretty well.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yes, sir. Yep. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. If you
it makes a difference if you know shed hauling. It makes a difference when you go to build a trailer because you understand how it works, right? So
absolutely. That's the same thing, you know, when I first started hanging out with Merle Marlin with the Challenger, you know, it was the fact that I didn't know that I didn't know how long they had been, you know, in the shed industry, so to speak.
Right.
I knew they hadn't used mules much. Yes. I did not know that they had never used them. That was like, how in the world did you never use a mule? I mean, it's like, you know, of course, it's not that terrible long ago. I got a couple ex-haulers that used to work for me that if I'd ever get them on a podcast, they'd be like, Sam Byler said he'd never own a mule. You know, I'd never owned a mule and I'd never owned a trailer that cost more than 20 grand.
Yeah.
And then somehow I got suckered into both of them.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm actually right now, with what's going on in North Carolina and stuff, we're trying to get all these tiny houses put in so people have a warm place to be in the wintertime. Yes. I'm actually pulling one of Merv Miller's decked out Pine Hill trailers.
Really?
There is, yeah. He had it for sale, and I talked to him to let me use it.
Wow.
It's a really nice trailer, and I got guys all the time. They're like, "Hey, can we use the trailer to go?" And I'm like, "No, nobody's moving that trailer unless you write me a check for 50 grand. You're not touching it."
I hear you.
And but it's got more bells and whistles. Now it does not have. I guess I'll just go on the air and throw them under the bus a little bit. He doesn't have lead wing axles on these trailers.
Yeah, really? Well, it's because he doesn't know any better.
He lives in flatland.
True. But even then, there's so many things you can do with a lead wing axle. Guys don't even think about. I mean, even if you're on a flat. So. Oh yeah.
The other day, I wanted to just raise up and go over top of some guardrails.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have no way. Well, he does at least have double frame, so I was able to shoot it up the front a little bit and get over top. But it was I mean, I started out with pipes, cables, block and tackle, LVLs, push and shove, and you know, I'm having issues today, you know, with my bodies give out probably because of shoving sheds around too much.
Yeah, no doubt.
So here's the one thing, and I was going to ask you about this when you said you were doing sheds in the 80s. What in your opinion, what was the average size of a shed?
Well, it would have been, so let me think. We would have probably 12 by 24, maybe, somewhere in there. Because, it was a big shed when we started doing 14 by 32s. That was
big.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was big. That was big. That was a big shed. And
So I think that has something to do with the fact that our equipment changed. Because you give me two pieces of plastic pipe and a big LVL, and I can move a 12 by 24 if I have to.
Yes, of course.
You're not going to move a 14 by 32 very far.
Nope. Yeah, exactly. Yep, that does make a big difference for sure.
I think that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
So what do you see coming in, like, so 15 years ago, we would have said, what in the world's leveling axles? What is this or what's that? Sideways wheels have come so far. What do you see? What do you see in what's the future of trailers look like right now?
I don't know. I mean, I've thought about that quite a bit, and I don't really see that there's, I can't think much beyond what we have. I don't know.
Just get better at what we're doing.
I guess. Yeah. I guess. I mean, like Shannon and I were talking a little bit before you got on. He was talking about AI. I said, well, yeah, I guess after a bit here, AI will do our shed delivery,
I'd like to see that.
Yeah,
if AI does as bad at delivering the shed as they do drawing pictures for me, we don't have nothing to worry about.
No kidding.
No, they're going to land halfway on the fence.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I don't know. I would say, I mean, there's some room for engineered trailers probably where you get things lighter, stronger, and, more nimble, that kind of thing. But the basics, I don't see a whole lot changing really. Technology-wise, maybe, but so.
What's are you what's your affiliation, or what are you doing with the Shed Boss? Can we talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I actually start building the Shed Boss probably I have to go back and look, but maybe 2012.
Okay.
So Marlon, Marlon,
mm-hmm.
he talked me into building a machine for him. And so I had some time, and we developed the machine because he wanted something that would lift the building without pushing on the vinyl siding and metal siding. And so that's what we came up with. And so I built a few then in that time frame. I don't know how many, maybe half a dozen or so, and then I quit because I had too much work. I didn't need that work and just quit doing it. And so hear about well, it was probably during the whole crazy 2020 fiasco, I guess. We had a little more, we were going through more work because we have more guys, and so I decided to go ahead and build another Shed Boss.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so put it on Facebook, and wow, I mean, it generated a lot of chatter. And, so I'm just doing them. I'm not really pushing it. Just kind of doing them because it's. So my philosophy is you have the what's it called, Easy Mover.
Yep.
Easy Mover, and you have the Mule. So you got the Mule and the Easy Mover, but nothing in between.
No.
And the Easy Mover is okay, but it's a lot more manual work. So you got to jack the building up, put your pot under it, let it down, and do all of that. This machine you don't have to do that. So it's just a kind of an option that's in between there that fits for some guys. It's a good lot machine. Like if you. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys want to freshen the lot, like their shed lot, and they don't want to buy a Mule just for that. And so the Easy Mover actually, or not the Easy Mover, the Shed Boss works pretty well for that.
Nice.
So it's both I usually say it's an in-between machine, both in performance and cost. I mean, you're paying way less for a shed boss than you are for a mule.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to do what the mule does either then. So
Yeah.
This is the Shed Geek, and I'm here to endorse one of my favorite products, VersaBend from Cold Spring Enterprises. If you are in the carport or metal building business or have been looking to expand into that field, then VersaBend Tube Bender is a must-have. At VersaBend, we thank you for your interest in our tube bender. The VersaBend is designed to bend 2-inch, 2 1/4-inch, and 2 1/2-inch square tubing, as well as the 2x3 rectangular tubing in either 12 gauge or 14 gauge. Powered by a robust 5 horsepower unit, it features 2 adjustable stops for setting your desired degree or pitch. Priced at just $19,500 FOB from Abbeville, South Carolina, you can secure your VersaBend with a down payment of only $1,500. Contact us to check availability and get placed on our order list. VersaBend is a family-owned business dedicated to providing an easy-to-operate bender made with off-the-shelf components. A unique feature of our bender is that it offers a full radius bend, unlike the double crushed bends produced by most other machines. Want to see it in action? Visit our website at www.csecarport.supply or give us a call at 864-446-3645.
How big a building can you move with it comfortably, like around on your lot or whatever?
yeah, I don't know. We should actually take it out and really try it out. I know I sold a few of them to Florida. One of the guys in Florida told me he was moving like a 12 by 32. And I don't know that it was on a lot particularly. So that's kind of what I've been saying. It has one fork, and your shed has to be fairly sturdy, versus 2 forks. And so it's definitely limited, but I mean, I usually say 12 by 32, give or take, depending on the edge built and all of that. So it gives a pretty good range.
Nice.
And small buildings, it works pretty well. It's little the same idea that the Challenger has, where the Mule is not the best at small buildings.
Nope.
You know how that works. So this, it's a handy little option for some people. It's not for everybody, but yeah.
So it would be considered in production right now, like it's something that's available.
Yeah. Yes. We I have one here sitting right now for sale, ready to go. We can we can put them on a skid and ship them out. And I'm trying to keep them here. Right now, I'm able. In the past, we're still busy with trailers, and so we give priority to our trailers. But nice in between work. It's nice filler work. And
what powers a shed boss? What's on it?
It's same things on the shed trailer, 13 horse Honda electric start.
Okay.
All
right. Do you know what it weighs?
It weighs 830 pounds.
Okay.
With the
dolly
wheels. Yeah.
With the dolly wheels.
Yes.
Okay. Are they smaller dolly wheels? Are they the same as what we're running?
No, they're smaller, lighter. They are. I actually buy those in from Creek Hill. The same thing that Creek Hill uses. So
okay, all right.
I just put them on. We should build our own, but I don't really have time.
Yeah, it's too easy to get them from them.
Yep.
Sometimes, I agree. Yep. Sometimes you're better off doing that.
Yep.
So let's say I call you today and I say, hey, I want one of these, but I can't. Like, you sold the one there. How long does it take to get one?
So we can, if we just, drop everything and start building one, we could have one out. We could have one built. Depends a little bit on the painter, but we could have one built in 2 weeks. We could have it ready to go.
Okay, that's not bad.
No,
but you have one available right now.
Yeah, and my plan is to keep them in stock. But
okay, that's good.
I don't know. It's the Challenger is coming up now. We're going to be starting assembling those things here hopefully in a couple of weeks, and so I've been working ahead on the shed boss a little bit. for that reason. So yeah, we'll see.
Do you foresee you're going to have to hire somebody to help with the Challenger side of it, or you guys plan on handling it?
There's a possibility. I don't know for sure how it's all going to go yet. We're kind of feeling our way into it.
Nice.
Now, since we're not fabricating the Challenger, that will make a massive difference.
You're just putting it together.
Yes, we're just going to install the components, get it ready to go, final touches, and we may be able to handle that. I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
So,
tell us what your affiliation is with Challenger.
So, well, first of all, it's I'm in the family, right? So I'm a brother-in-law to Marlon and Merle. And so I have that connection. The way it's set up, Creekside will be handling all of the sales at this point, all of the sales nationwide. But if it goes as planned, there will be zones established eventually. But right now, Creekside is going to be handling all the money, doing all the sales, and paying all the bills and all of that. So it's a joint effort. We have there's 2 other shops that are working together on the fabrication, and then we'll be doing, like I said, the assembly, final assembly, sales, and service as well. We want to be prepared for that, and whatever all that means. Hopefully, there won't be a lot of that, but obviously there will be some. So
yeah.
Do
we have are we able to talk about, do we have a date yet when we're starting to, when we're going from a prototype to an actual?
Yeah, we are right now. There are two machines being fabricated. Hopefully we'll be at the painter at the end of the month, which we're almost there. It's probably going to be probably going to be the 1st of February, I'm going to say.
Yeah, you sound like me now.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of a painful journey, frankly, but we are getting there. So So once those 2 machines are fabricated, our fabricators are going to know, they're going to have all the drawings loaded up in their machines, and after that, it should really speed up. So we are, we have some machines on order, but as soon as we get those built, and once we're comfortable with where everything's at, we're definitely going to start pushing sales more, and hopefully start picking up more orders and so on. So we'll see. But
how close are you to? So I know when I talked to Merle, let's see, I think it was in Texas. I talked to Merle, and it was a little bit. We're still going back to the drawing board. We're finishing up a couple things.
Yeah.
Feel pretty good about that?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's once you get the program loaded into, or the programs, or the CAD drawings into the CNC cutters, it's a piece of cake. I mean, they just put the bed on, cut the parts out, and then it's just a matter of welding them together. Yeah. Doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of changes. The machine is going to be pretty much what you saw there at the Shed Expo. There's going to be, as we go along, we're going to improve, and hopefully we can get the machine even maybe a little lighter. It's heavier than what we'd like to have it, and so just little stuff that we can improve and simplify. We're hoping that we can simplify some things, not sacrifice functionality and all of that. Simplify it and make it easier to work on, whatever. So
electronics pretty much all pulled together.
I believe we have that down pretty good. I think so. Yes. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how the guys will actually like that. Cell phone, wireless, whatever it is. We'll see how that works. But
well, I know for me, coming from a guy that I'm by no means a mule jockey professional. I know how to run them. I can run them fairly well. I grew up around equipment my whole life, so it kind of general shed hauler gets on there. And if you know how to run a skid steer, you kind of figure out how to run it pretty quick.
Sure.
So when I first had that phone in my hands, I'm like, this is going to be impossible.
Yeah. Yeah.
because you just don't have the touch that you think you have to have.
Yeah.
And I think Merle and Marlon will both tell you within 2 minutes, I could run that thing around wherever I wanted to without hardly paying any attention to it.
Yes. I was surprised myself because I felt the same way, but somehow the way that thing's laid out and the way it works, it is actually very easy to get onto. I totally agree with that. Yes.
Yeah, I was highly impressed with the fact that on a smooth screen, I could run it as smoothly as I could. The only thing I regretted that day was the shed that they had there had a window in the end of the wall, and it did not have that thing to keep it from smacking the wall yet.
Oh, yes.
So I was a little bit worried about shoving that mast into that window as to where if it would have been a wall just tapping on it, it wouldn't have bothered me so much. But all that being said, it ran fairly. Like I had fun. Like I was like, hey, this thing, like I could see to where I'd want one of these things.
Unlock the power of productivity with Cardinal Leasing. Are you looking to elevate your business operations with top-tier equipment? Look no further than Cardinal Leasing. We offer a wide range of reliable and high-quality equipment tailored to meet your unique needs. Flexible leasing options. Whether you need short-term rentals or long-term solutions, our customizable leasing plans are designed to provide maximum flexibility and affordability. Conventional financing available. Cardinal Leasing also offers great conventional finance options for those of you that prefer that over-lease purchase options. Expert support. Our team of experienced professionals is here to guide you every step of the way, ensuring a seamless leasing experience. Boost efficiency. With our top-of-the-line equipment, you can enhance productivity, reduce downtime, and achieve your business goals faster. Why choose Cardinal Leasing? Competitive rates, exceptional customer service, hassle-free process, quick and easy approvals. Don't let outdated equipment hold you back. Partner with Cardinal Leasing today and take your business to the next level. Contact us now. Visit our website at equipment.cardinalleasing.us or call us at 618-803-4086 to get started.
Yeah. As far as the mass running into the building, that eye is working pretty well. I think it, if anything, we'll be improving on that, but it is working fairly well the way it is. So if you don't forget to turn it on, I mean, you got to, you have to turn it on, make sure it's on and all that. But
that'll be fun.
Because there'll be times when you don't want it on. And
true. That's cool. I did not know you could turn it on and off. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
But that's no different than, the first couple of times you run a Mule, you forget to put the pin back in and you flop your mast over and there you go. So
Yep. Everything has a learning curve. So
Oh yeah. That's cool.
The other thing that they did was we're concerned about the speed of the machine. And so Merle told me they had it back at the shop and they did some fine tuning on it and really increased the speed quite a bit. So
that's cool.
That should make you guys happy.
That was an issue. I was like, I'd like to go just a hair faster.
It's
cool.
up there. I think they thought it might be up close to 5 miles per hour, something like that.
Oh, okay, cool.
On the second speed, right? So
that'll make a big difference.
Absolutely, huge difference.
Cool. And you guys, if you guys are selling it, I guess you're going to be the service. For it also.
Yep, we'll be service. Definitely. We're going to try our best to provide good service. And like I said, we're going to try to build our product so there's not a lot of that needed, but it does happen.
Yeah, it does. And then there's, the famous driver error we talk about all the time that'll have you fixing stuff too. So it's just a given. That's the way we operate.
Sure.
And you know how, listen, my hat's off to any trailer manufacturer, the Mule guys, you guys, anybody that's doing anything with shed haulers. because you are not a good shed hauler unless you know how to push boundaries. And it's
That's true. That's
it's
true.
it's just a given that guys that are harder on equipment are good shed haulers, because
That's right.
sometimes you just cannot get it in there if you don't push it a little bit,
Absolutely. And yep, there's nothing. You can't build something for a shed hauler he's not going to break.
No, absolutely not. So yeah, that's good.
Yep.
So where are you? It looks like, it feels like you got your hands full. You got the shed boss going. You're going to take care of the Challenger, keep your trailers rolling along.
Yep.
What else have you got into burner over there?
That's pretty much it. We obviously do a considerable amount of parts. We ship parts out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my thing. But beyond that, we just did a repair job. We try not to do repair work here. We do sometimes for, if it's a creek side, sometimes we'll do it. But we try not to unless we need the work. And so, yeah, that pretty much sizes it up. Trailers, the shed movers, and then selling parts. And
selling parts.
Yeah, of course, I spend a fair amount of time on the phone troubleshooting.
Yep.
And so that's all part of it. That's what I do.
Let's talk about parts a little bit, like axles and all that stuff too.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We will ship. I ship out axles, pumps, cylinders. I try to keep pretty good stock on everything that we use here.
Yep.
And so obviously, stuff breaks and things go wrong. So yeah, wireless units. I'm telling you, if somebody can figure out a big magnet to suck all these wirelesses in that are laying around, well, you could maybe make a fortune.
Them things are everywhere.
I tell you what, it's crazy.
Yeah. So my first, this is the part that I cannot wrap my head around whatsoever. The little yellow guys. I remember when they were, $700 years ago.
Yes. How
can you have that little jewel and not have your name and number on the back of that thing?
Yeah, I usually try to put an ID on them. Just like a keychain ID or something, because you really should have an ID on them. It does happen rarely. It doesn't happen much, but I think I got a call one time from somebody. Hey, I found this thing laying on the road, So,
we had drivers, we've had it happen twice. We put we had our company name and our number on the back.
Okay.
And, we had people call in and say, hey, found this thing. It's got a number on it. Looks like it's worth something. And we're like, oh, yeah, it's worth a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you don't really want them to know what they're really worth. But now you have these honking big remotes that cost a lot more.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That will be that's one of the big advantages the Challenger has. If you have that little cheap little cell phone, that's gonna be near as painful to replace for sure.
True, that is good. That makes a big difference.
It does.
I got a big day tomorrow. I have a fully finished 18 by 40 cabin that's going to require 2 to 3 mules to get it delivered. Way back in the sticks and down a dirt lane. With all the rain we've had lately, it's going to be a mess. But it needs a bigger mule.
Well, when you talk, Cardinal listens, and you asked for it. With its diesel-powered 69-horse engine and capacity to move 40,000-pound sheds, the Mule 9069 is ready to turn your big days into just another day in the good life.
Ah, that's right. You're talking about the one they had up in Michigan at the shed show. That monster mule, that thing was awesome.
That's right. It's the one you've seen at all the shed hauler barbecues.
Man, yeah, there's nothing like a little diesel donkey to make my day go so much better.
What are you guys about as far, like, we know where you are business wise or whatever, but what are you guys? Let's go back to when you took over from PD or whatever, because I know PD and I know a lot of his family and stuff and the values they have. What does the Peight family like, what do you guys do when you're not working? What do you like, community wise, or what are you guys all about?
Yeah. So, well, I was thinking about when I was on the podcast with Shannon. Myself, all of our family are strong believers in
Yep.
Jesus Christ, and so that is really what we're about. At the core is doing everything we do to honor Him, and
Mm-hmm.
and so on. That's that side of it. I was born Old Order Amish, and went through the New Order, Conservative Mennonite, and then now whatever we are now. So
Yeah.
and anyways, yeah. So if we're not working, generally, Mary and I, my wife and I, are probably traveling. We do quite a bit of traveling.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're part of Christian Light Missions in Honduras, and our married daughter lives in Honduras. So we have, we make trips down there, and then
Yep.
both of our families are scattered around. So we'll be done traveling. I personally am an outdoors person. Love working outdoors, planting stuff and growing stuff, and that kind of thing.
Nice.
Aviation is one of my fascinations. I'm an enthusiast. I'm not a pilot, but I'd love to watch planes and
Yep.
all that stuff. So I don't know if that answers what you're asking.
Oh
there,
yeah.
but,
Yeah. That's what I'm getting at.
yeah.
I'm kind of the same way when it comes. I love flying, but I
Do you?
hate flying commercial.
Of
I
course.
just, I don't know why you want to be with 100 people in a pop can that you can't get away from.
Exactly.
But I do it when I need to. It's like a necessary evil. But I
Gotcha.
absolutely love flying. Even in a commercial plane, I love going up. I love going down. I love, like, my wife and kids will tell you. He says, like, my daughter started flying. She actually moved to Denver now, but when she was still just tripping back and forth, she'd be like, every time she get to a river, she'd take a picture of it and send it to me. Which river's this? Or she'd see something else. Because it's like, oh, Dad knows exactly where this is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when I'm flying, if it's dark, I'm watching the cities. I'm like, oh, I bet that's, St. Louis. Oh, there goes Kansas City. And now we're coming over Denver,
Totally. Yeah, totally.
I love doing that, but
Yep.
yeah, I don't.
Me too.
I guess I don't know. I never wanted to do it bad enough to where I wanted to be a pilot myself.
Yeah.
But I love having pilot friends.
Yeah, there you go. Don't get any better than that.
Yeah, so it works out well as long as you can talk them into going.
Yeah, exactly. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I used to love to. I mean, I still, I'm outside's much better than inside. I haven't been hunting in a while because every time I go hunting, I fall asleep.
Yeah, I hear you. Yep.
I don't know.
I hunt out of necessity. I always say if I get the only reason I shoot deer is because I'm mad enough, because they come around our property, and eat all our stuff, and so I'm gonna have to eat them every now and then. So.
That's right. You got to get your stuff back. Well, I love eating deer meat. That's great. I mean, I love the stuff, but the dedication to hunting anymore, I just don't have it in me. But so I don't know if you remember or not, but at the Pennsylvania Bash, Jason got a whole bunch of guys to go together, and they bought me that 4570 Sharps, the buffalo gun.
Okay, no, I don't remember that. Yep.
Yeah, one of the reasons they bought me that thing is I always said I want to shoot an elk with a buffalo gun.
Oh wow!
So sometime along the line. So Jason, I don't know if you ever heard this story or not, but at the Utah Bash, Jason auctioned off a mule deer hunt to raise money for the Shed Hauler Brotherhood.
Gotcha.
And Jonathan with Cardinal Leasing bought that thing.
Oh wow!
And Jason ended up putting him in an ambulance. And I'm like, I'm not so sure I want to go hunting with this Kaufman dude anymore if he's going to put people.
No kidding.
So Luckily, it all ended up okay. We can joke about it, but at the time, he about killed the poor guy.
Ooh,
So
wow. Wow. Yeah, I didn't hear about that. Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
it's a crazy long story. And we talked about it a little bit when I finally got Jonathan to do a podcast. We
Gotcha.
talked about it a little bit on there, but I want to take that. It's a single shot, octagon barrel, really long, 45-70 sharps.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I want to take that thing. I've never killed an elk. And
Oh,
I always thought when I'd go, I'd take my 308 or my 7 mag and I'd go shoot one.
Right.
But then after I watched Quigley Down Under, it's a Tom Selleck movie. It's known to be a long range rifle. I'm like, I want to use that. That's what I want to use.
There you
So
go.
somewhere in me, I still got one hunt left. So
Nice. Yes,
I got to
sir.
do that at some point.
Yes,
What
sir.
do you want? What do you want the shed industry? I'm basically giving you a mic. What do you want them to know about you?
So yeah, I mean, we are not big business. My goal is to, well, we probably could be. My goal is to provide a product that is functions well, is a little more economical, and is easy to work on. That's usually kind of my thing. Whenever I'm out there, I'm not doing as much of the welding as I used to. Marcus, my son, does most of it. In fact, he's pretty much got the shed trailer down. He can pretty much do all of it.
Wow.
And so anyways, but whenever I'm building something, I'm always thinking of having to work on it, because I'll tell you what, when we've worked on enough of stuff, I'm like, why in the world would you build it this way? I mean, we could build it that way, right?
Yep.
So easy to get to, simple, simplicity, easy to work on, cost effective, and functionality and durability. I mean, those are all the things that we shoot for. And we don't do it perfect. Well, we don't necessarily try to do it perfect, but we try to do our best.
Yep.
And, so yeah, we're and I try to answer the phone when it rings.
Yeah, that's a big deal these days.
It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. I realize depending on the size of your business and all that, you can't always, but and we don't always get it done either, but we try. And so yeah, we're out there, like everybody else, trying to make a living and trying to do it well and be a blessing where we can. So
yeah.
Well,
I sure appreciate what I've seen from day one, but I appreciate even more what I've seen the last couple of years, to where it seems like I'm not. So when I say this, I'm not saying you did it bad before, but I like the fact that you're around a little more.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice to have you around.
Yeah, we got pushed out into it some. It's like I keep telling Shannon, look, we don't really need advertising. We don't really need the exposure. But on the other hand, I realize it's good to be out there, good to be there as another option. And I would much rather work with my competition than try to put them out. I have no desire to put people out of business. And I'm like, hey, we can work together. We'll do much better if we work together than if we try to work against each other. So
I think it's just like the shed.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's we need everybody.
Yes. Yeah. And far, it's been plenty of work for everybody. So.
Oh yeah.
I don't see that.
Isn't it? So talk about that just a little bit. Isn't it a little crazy though that so I know guys that said in the 70s that we're going to saturate this whole business.
Yeah. It is crazy.
And here we are.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. Well, as long as people keep buying stuff, you know how that goes.
they got to put it somewhere.
Exactly.
And I keep saying we're always going to have stuff. It's just a given. So yeah, cool.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you so much for letting me do this one. I know Shannon had talked to you about it, and then he said something to you about, is it okay if I do it? And he told me, he said, look, you're the guy that knows more about trailers. I'd love for you to sit and talk with him a little bit. Yeah. So thank you. for doing it. Really enjoyed it today. One last thing. If somebody wants to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
So the best way, stuff is online anymore, right? So creeksidewelding.com, Facebook, YouTube has some stuff, and then our phone number, which is 814-624-0814. And my cell phone is listed there. So
okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's good.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. Thank you for everybody out there that listened. Hope you enjoyed these episodes. Always feel free to reach out to us. You can either reach me or Shannon, either one of us. We're doing good. Shannon's working at getting his third podcast set up again. I guess I'll throw that out there just to give people a little something to chew on to get the third one rolling. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Sam Byler, your host with Friday Fun Day, Sam Ambassador style. See you guys next time.
Hey, this is Mo Lunsford in sunny Union Grove, North Carolina, and we want to say thank you to all the guests and listeners.